Hello. I forgot to turn the mic on at first there. How is it going? Good evening. It's Sunday, 9:01. We're 1 minute late. Start of the riots now. Plenty to talk about for game week 28. Not a massive scoring game, but it didn't need to be. There's green arrows galore, even for low scores. Like I got 38. You'd usually be pretty unhappy with 38, but I moved up another 40, 50,000 places. Obviously, my rank's pretty low, so you get these big ranks increases at this kind of level, but it's still good for just 38. And this music sounds very loud. Let me turn that down. Hopefully, you could hear all that. So yeah, 38 points, low scoring game. Week. There's lots of stuff to talk about. I've just seen literally a tweet by Skonto Rigger, aka Neil from Fantasy Football Scout. He said Pep has basically said now it's recovery. We don't have time for celebrating. Sheffield Wednesday, obviously FA Cup. Man United, Burnley, which is the next two league games. Then he said maybe between Arsenal and after Champions League, so no time for rest. So maybe Arsenal is kind of a strong hint towards... I didn't update my points. Damn it. Can I open Photoshop really quick and do that? So maybe he's hinting that double game week is closer than we think. And maybe it's this week, potentially. So obviously, we're still going to have to wait and see if that's the case or not. I'm just going to update my points now. Hopefully it works. But obviously, if it does, like this week, and obviously we'll still discuss potential moves and kind of stuff like that. But this week, more than maybe any week, we really need to hold transfers. Unless you're absolutely raring to go with your transfers, or you've got like no money to spare for a transfer you absolutely must have to make. There is no reason not to hold transfer this week. Similar, boom, there you go, points updated. Similar to last week. Well, obviously we knew we were going to get early Leicester news. People moved on Vardy early, and it hurt them. So definitely hold your transfers. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Before we do, let's jump into the sponsorship. One Football, thank you very much as always. Plenty more weeks of the season left, so if you've not already tried it out, make sure you do. Completely free. You can just click the link in the description below or just search One Football on Android, iOS stores, football news, lineup news, team news, live scores. So it's very nice to see that Bruno Fernandes goal pop up on my phone today while I was out doing puppy training. That was my afternoon. Didn't get to watch the football, but was happy to see Bruno Fernandes' goal pop up. So, if you want to try that out, completely free, link in the description below, or just search One Football in the Android iOS stores. Okay, so this is my team for this week. Bruno Fernandes, I mean, just a legend. Just a legend. Turn off my notification sounds. What do you mean? I haven't got any notification sounds on, have I? Unless you're talking about the app. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so reasons to save your transfers this week. One, potential double game week. Look, the longer we don't hear anything, the less likely obviously it is this week, because they're going to want to give fans notice to actually be able to go to the game, etc. So the closer we get, less likely, of course. But there's potential for that to happen. The FA Cup results will happen this week. Obviously, we could get maybe replays and stuff. Mr. Business Guy, I got no idea what you're on about. So FA Cup results, as long as obviously all the results are wins either way, we'll know exactly who is going to be... I've not even got the thing down. We know exactly who's going to be blanking in game week... I need to fix this. Exactly who's going to be blanking in game week 31. Jesus, I'm all over the place tonight. And also, we might get early Liverpool news. Now, there's probably not going to be any worries for the Liverpool news. I'm sure it'll be a normal lineup, but you never know. Like, what's the point in risking it if one of them gets rested, etc. So, there's no replays. Okay, well that's great then. We'll know for sure. I thought there was replays in this one. Oh, is it just the previous ones? Okay. My bad. I didn't know that. That's good news. So we will definitely know who's blanking in game week 31 by the end of this week. So make sure you save your transfers if you can. There's no reason really not to. So obviously, I've got some thoughts about what I'm going to do this week and who I need to get rid of. And I don't want to make all my decisions based on that blank game week, but of course, it is a thing we need to think about. So I've got McNeil. I was never really considering holding him long term, but he will play in game week 31. I've got triple walls, but is Traore a good option or not? I might get rid of him. And Firmino, if Chelsea beat Liverpool, then 3 times Liverpool, we'll have to decide if choose free hit or not. So lots and lots to be gained from waiting until the end of the week, basically, this week. That was a long way of saying that. Sarr owners, pure jack. I mean, look, Sarr is good. I think we already knew that. I think no one, of course, was going to bring him in for Liverpool for the majority of us. So we got a bit lucky there. Well, I don't want to say lucky because Watford played really well. But maybe to come away with 2 goals and an assist is quite a big score. Probably weren't expecting. But he has looked good every time he's played kind of under Pearson. Obviously, he came back with 21 minutes, I think it was, against Man United. And obviously now he's back. So it could be an option ahead of those of us that went for like Barnes and Perez this week. Watford's fixtures are okay now as well. And obviously they definitely play in game week 31. So could be a good option. For me, I'm thinking about maybe getting rid of Firmino. But if I bring up my actual team... hang on. Oh, by the way, I wish we were doing polls, by the way. I want to know if you think that should have been offside for Sigurdsson or not. Oh, well, let me see if there's more... Let me see if there's more double game week news here. Oh, never mind. Same stuff as before. So let me put the actual team up. So this is this week. I've actually got a bit of a benching headache, really. Stevens, Taylor. Not maybe McNeil or Taylor, but Stevens could play this week. But yeah, I'm not really... My team feels okay. Traore is a bit annoying because he keeps having this shoulder injury. Obviously, he played this week. The problem is, like, it was nice to see them go back to 3-4-3 and he played. But every single week, I'm going to have this worry about, is he going to play? So, like, one thing I'd like to do, but I wish I had 2 free transfers this week, would be Firmino and Traore to Jota, and basically any midfielder, either Mane to stick with triple Liverpool, or just go back to De Bruyne. But I'm not really worried, rightly or wrongly, about having De Bruyne this week. But I would like to have him in game week 30. Danny Ings, yeah, obviously, for me, the thing with Ings is, like, if you weren't thinking about taking him out last week, then the only thing that's changed really is he got an injury we didn't know about, which is a bit frustrating, of course. But he's probably going to be back this week, which is I'm happy to have him for Newcastle at home. Now, Southampton's fixtures are about to turn soon, so they're not amazing. Obviously, he's gone, for a lot of people, he's gone up a lot in price. So you've got a pretty good selling price for him as well. So I'm not going to get rid of him before Newcastle at home. But definitely have to look at it soon, potentially. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin is just smashing it. And there's Jota as well, if you want to go for the double Wolves attack, which I'm pretty tempted by this week. But I have to get rid of Traore to do it. So it means a 4-point hit. Like I said, Jota and Firmino, or Jota and KDB for -4. I could just do it. So we'll see. I think Jota's look pretty good. And obviously, Jota and Jimenez are pretty, whether it's 3-4-2 or 3-4-3, should be good options. If the double game is confirmed, how many related assets we get? I'll just get Saka, De Bruyne, and Aubameyang, I think. The biggest thing for me will be, if the double game week is confirmed, is who to captain. Because I think most people will go De Bruyne. I'd be a bit tempted just to go Aubameyang for something a little bit different. But obviously make sure I have both. So if it gets confirmed for this week, one thing for sure, I'll almost have to play my free hit in game week 31 because I'll be taking out Firmino. Potentially could have a game, we don't know yet. Traore, will he keep his place? I think McNeil. I think this is what I did. So Arsenal, Saka in, who's gone up annoyingly. I think I have enough money for this. Yeah, I have the exact money though. That's the only annoying thing. So any of these players change in price, I'm screwed. But something like that is what I would go for. And then the thing is, would I play? I don't even know if I would go Saka, to be honest, because I'd have to play him ahead of Barnes. Which he's got 2 games, of course, but Barnes has got Villa at home, which is a pretty decent game. Obviously, they just lost in the Cup. Could get pulled into relegation. a big relegation fight soon. So I don't know if I think if the money wasn't there, like if I was struggling for the money, I would just get someone cheaper than Saka. I think that would be my play. But that's kind of what I'd look at. Just have to wait and see what happens. I can't really get Aguero. I don't really want any other City midfielders or defenders. I just don't have the money for it either. So that's probably what I would do if there was a double game week. A few people asking about whether McCarthy will be dropped. I mean, he did make a mistake. I just don't think... what's his name now? The other guy. Yeah, they got Gunn. Forster's obviously injured. I'm not sure they're going to make that change just yet. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Southampton fan. Maybe Southampton fans will have a different opinion. I think he'll probably keep his place. I mean, for me, like especially if you've wildcarded recently, I've got Henderson, and I'm more than happy to play Henderson for the next two. So Norwich at home and Newcastle away. And then we'll see. I'll have 2 game weeks to see. And if he's not going to play in game week 31 against Arsenal, maybe I'll just switch him out to Pope, who is just ridiculous. How long do we stick with Harvey Barnes? Like, if you really got Harvey Barnes in this week, like, you can't be expecting points every single week. Didn't happen against Norwich. Villa at home is a much better fixture. Watford away might not be as easy as we thought. Obviously, Man United, of course, made the Watford game look easy. They got Bruno Fernandes. Liverpool struggled. No creative players. Not a good result at all. In fact, like, I was not impressed with Vardy, Mane, Firmino, or Salah in that game. And not even though they scored 3 goals against West Ham, I don't think they were that great then either. It's like Firmino, Mane, and Salah have forgotten how to pass the ball. Hugely frustrating to watch as a Firmino owner. I know he's not an option. Most people wouldn't get him. You've got double midfield, double defence, or whatever. He's on loan. My bad. But like a bit of a differential there. Not to get anything for me in the last 3 games. Captain Harvey Barnes probably a step too far, to be completely honest. Jimenez captain against Brighton. Yeah, this week is interesting because obviously, as much as I don't think they were great, I'm still going to captain Salah. I think Jimenez against Brighton or Jota against Brighton is a bit of a differential maybe. But I'm still going to go for Salah. The thing is, we know they can turn it on whenever. They've still got to win these games for the league. Like, I don't think they're bottling the league or anything like that, of course. Like, it's virtually impossible. Maybe they're taking the foot off the gas a little bit. Maybe Watford were just good. They were good, to be fair. And the thing that impressed me most about Watford is DFA was part of how they started so well. And he came off, and I thought their heads were going to drop, but they were just as good afterwards. But it's Bournemouth, and Bournemouth are very good at letting the other team score goals. So I think I have to captain Salah again. I think I want to captain Salah again. But Jimenez versus Brighton could be decent, yeah. Would I rate Fernandes over Martial? Yeah, I would definitely go Fernandes now. I think when I saw Martial on the team sheet, I thought, people are going to be a bit annoyed about that. But I think if you went to a Leicester player, then fair enough, that's annoying. But if you went side swap to Fernandes, I was thinking at the time, like, it's probably not the worst move anyway. And obviously you're already out on top. Even if you took a hit to do it, you're looking good. Is Aguero injured? I think he just said it was just a kick. Just a kick. Who's thinking of getting rid of Ings? If you're getting rid of Ings, who are you getting rid of him for? I'm so tempted to do the hit, by the way. Firmino out for Jota. Have the 2 Wolves boys in. And then bring in Mane or De Bruyne. I think I'm going to struggle to bring in De Bruyne, I think. Not literally. Obviously, they got a double game, it's a no-brainer. But Man United away, and then another blank. And again, this is where kind of knowing whether I'm going to play the free hit or not comes in. Because if Chelsea beat Liverpool... Sorry, if Liverpool beat Chelsea and they're going to blank, I almost have to free hit, most likely. And there could be an upset, yeah. We don't know. There's always an upset. So there could be a big upset in this round somewhere, somehow. But if I'm not going to use... If I am going to use the free hit, then maybe I just get him in. Because the Burnley game, I think, could be a good chance to captain him. But I don't know. The other option is just to make one move this week. Firmino to Aubameyang. I don't really like getting rid of Firmino with Bournemouth at home. I think next 3 fixtures, Everton, Palace, Man City. I mean, he could do okay. I think he's been a bit unlucky. But I think Firmino to Aubameyang, whether or not they have the double or not, is something I'm definitely looking at. I still have 3.5 million in the bank as well. West Ham, Brighton, Southampton, Norwich is a pretty nice little run. So that would be the team then. And I could just bench Traore and play McNeil or just play Stevens instead. Ings to Jota or Calvert-Lewin easy. Already have Jimenez and Aubameyang. Yeah, I think... why am I considering Chelsea away a bad fixture? I'm not, but De Bruyne is going to blank that week. There's almost no chance that City are not going to blank in that game week. So it's basically Man United away, Burnley at home, blank. I don't really see the Man United away fixture as amazing or anything. Burnley at home is good, although we know how good they've been recently for getting points. So yeah, Ings to Jota or Calvert. I think Ings to Jota are like Calvert-Lewin. Okay, yeah, fair enough. It's hard to argue against him at this point. But I don't know. I mean, if Ings play, we'll have to wait for injury news. If Ings doesn't play this week, I'll probably get rid of him. I think, but it did sound like he would because I just think if he misses this game, it's Norwich away, which not that easy for Leicester. Arsenal, Watford, City. It just gets it. I mean, again, Arsenal at home is not necessarily a bad fixture, but it just doesn't get much better for them for a little while now. So I probably would take the chance to get rid of him. I mean, I got 10.1 million. In fact, I can actually do Ings to Aubameyang. So I could do Ings to Aubameyang, keep Firmino. I actually have enough money to do that. The only thing is, it leaves me with 0.4. And then at some point, I'm still having to make 2 transfers, really, Firmino and someone out. Your goalkeepers are bad for game week 31. Yeah, but it's just one game week, you know. And I'm not using transfers on goalkeepers unless I absolutely have to. Firmino hasn't scored at home for 12 months. He has to go. I know, but he's not an awful player. At some point, he's going to score at home. And Bournemouth could happen. Jota for Ings and Sarr for Traore. Yeah, I mean... I can do like I've got a lot of money in the bank, to be honest. So there's plenty of stuff I could do. Like I have 11 million spent, so I can still get De Bruyne. I can't get Mane doing that, but obviously I wouldn't be able to get Mane anyway because I got Firmino. So I could still get De Bruyne in. You don't feel the love for Firmino. I got to be honest, I don't really have much love for Firmino. Like he's annoyed me at this point. But the thing you got to try and remember is I've already made that decision. I can't go back and change it easily now to get double defense, which I'm not really missing too much. And so yeah, I'm stuck with him basically. Not stuck with him, but yeah, if I could go back and get Mane or Robertson, probably would. But it's too late now. I've just got to, make decisions going forward based on the team I have. What was that question about Firmino? Do I think Ings is more dispensable than Bobby? No, I'm saying if there's any chance that Ings is going to miss this game, maybe I'll just get rid of him. Because after Newcastle, it's not amazing fixtures. And it's not really recency bias because neither of them have scored recently. So they're both bad at the moment. No, I get it. Like I'm not going to sit here and argue and say that Firmino is a good FPL asset. Obviously, he's quite expensive. But I took the punt on going for the... I mean, he was a bit of a differential in terms of Liverpool players. And I haven't been massively punished by the Liverpool defence because I've had cheaper defenders that have scored okay. But yeah, it's a failed experiment. 3 weeks, no points. Frustrating. But yeah, if he's going to play against Newcastle at home, I'll probably keep Ings. Can I explain who is blanking and when? When a double's expected, who? So, I'm not going to go through it all right now, but basically any team that goes through in the next round of the FA Cup, which is this week, so any teams that are playing in the FA Cup this week, if they win, or if they go through to the next round, they will blank in game week 31, and so will their opponent. So the only teams right now that are definitely not blanking are Wolves, Burnley, Watford, and Bournemouth, which maybe you could take a punt on them. I think it's Bournemouth. So everyone else is still up for potentially blanking, but we'll have to wait till the FA Cup results. And then the big doubles will be game week 34 and 37, depending on when matches get put back in or whatever, or rescheduled. So we don't really know at the moment. Is Alonso not float on my boat? The thing with Alonso is, And obviously it's going to be hard for Lampard to drop him, but all it takes is a change back to 4 at the back, and then he probably doesn't play. So, I'm thinking if I missed the boat on him, maybe not. But he's not going to get 2 goals every week, and Chelsea just cannot keep clean sheets. So as much as attack, and don't get me wrong, his points per match this season is incredible. Even though it is a bit of a small sample size, it is incredible. But I just don't see them keeping that many clean sheets going forward. And you really want the clean sheets and plus the attacking returns, not just attacking returns. For someone that's over, I think he's over 6 million, right? I've not even checked. That's how much he's 6 million. I can't believe he's actually the second highest scoring defender for them. But yeah, it's just a lot of money, I think. Doherty I like. If I was blessed with a lot of team value, then I probably would have gone for Doherty already. But it's 6.1 million versus Bolly, who I got for like 4.6 or 4.7. It's like a £1.5 million difference. So I can do it and again, it really depends on what changes I do and stuff. So I could afford Doherty, but it's a sideways move for Bolly. And if you look at my team this week, as long as Sheffield United can start getting clean sheets again, I've got Egan against Norwich, Trent obviously plays, Bolly against Brighton, I've got Stevens against Newcastle, which I know people are suddenly getting a bit worried about Southampton, but at home to Newcastle, I'd still bet on them getting some points there. So I've already got 4 defenders that I'm trying to fit into slots of 3. So I would love Doherty. I just don't think a sideways move, Bolly to Doherty, is what my team necessarily needs right now. But I do think he's a good pick. I'm not disagreeing about that. Why not go for Richarlison? Nah, I'm not really. I'm not going to go for Everton players with those fixtures. I know they're doing good. I just can't bring myself to do it. And I don't think. I mean, Richarlison, if he's going to play in 31, again, if I'm not using my free hit, could be a good option. But I'm kind of happy. The fact that I've got so much money, you can just get a midfielder in for McNeil or Traore, like De Bruyne. I'm probably looking okay, I think. Still go for triple Liverpool and wild card in. I probably would. I think it depends whether you can fit in the team you want with Salah and Mane, because I just don't know about. It's not even that I necessarily think they're going to keep conceding goals. I think it depends how quickly Henderson gets back will probably help. Joe Gomez is probably going to be straight back as well. So I think they'll be okay for clean sheets going forward. But I do think there's a lot of cheap options or cheaper options than the Liverpool players, which are interesting. So you got Doherty, it's cheaper than Robertson. Wolves have got really good fixtures. You just got Bolly or Saiss as well, just for really cheap options. I've got Egan. I think Stevens is okay for a little bit, or at least for this week. So I don't know if I'd still have them going forward. The only thing that I guess will put me a little bit off triple Liverpool is they are going to win the league soon, you think, unless they keep losing matches like they did to Watford. And at that point, what happens with rotation? We just don't know, because obviously no teams really won it this far out. So that's the only thing that may put me off. But the thing is, with Liverpool players, you're backing the best team in the league. Everyone has them anyway. And if you do need to sell them down the line, they are pretty much the most expensive in their bracket. So you can easily downgrade to any other player. So if I was wildcard now, would I still go triple Liverpool? I probably would. I don't know if it's maybe as essential as it once seemed. I mean, let's just say that. But that could all change. It's Bournemouth next. Great fixture to be playing for them. How about bringing in Pookie for Abraham? I don't think Pookie's a good option this week. I can't remember. I think their fixtures turn soon, because I tweeted about it. Sheffield United away. I mean, look, Sheffield United haven't kept a clean sheet in the last couple, so could be a good option. But from game week 30, I quite like Pookie. It's just, I don't even know if he's the best option in that team. One player I was quite impressed with was Duda as a cheap, hopefully I pronounced that right, as a cheap midfielder. I think he's 4.8 million. Had quite a few shots from watching the game. I haven't checked the stats, but looked like he had a few shots and on a few set pieces as well. So that was decent. Stevens, McCarthy, and Saiss on my bench boost. I think this is if you're going to do it in a single game week, I think this is probably the last good time to do it if you've wildcarded recently, because if you've got double Southampton defence, Newcastle at home is one of the most ideal fixtures you'd think to get a clean sheet. And then at what point are you going to really want to do them again, I guess? And Sice is good as well for Brighton. So if they're genuinely your worst players this week, I do think Game Week 29 is a good time to do it. I thought about Paul Dummett for Trent. It would free up funds. I'm never getting rid of Trent again unless he gets injured. Bournemouth turned a corner against Chelsea. The thing is, they always turn a corner against Chelsea. It seems to be like one of their bogey teams. But yeah, I'm not sure about Bournemouth, whether they're suddenly great. And this is still Liverpool, by the way. Is this the lowest game week average you can remember? Nah, there was... Maybe for all teams playing, it's pretty low. Or for most of us fielding an 11, it's pretty low. But there was a game in which pretty much all the games got called off for snow, apart from like one or two. And Tevez was the only one that got points. I think I got like 19 points that week. Remember last stream when you said Captain in Pope was a bad idea because he struggled to get a double-digit haul? Yeah, I stand by that. I'll stand by it every single week for the next 10 weeks or whatever we got left. Come on, ain't nobody Captain in Pope. Let's not be crazy now. News on Vardy. There's no news. Apparently it's just a calf strain, I think. So he should be back for this week. I would say the same for Vardy as I said for Ings. Like, if you bought in Vardy, or you've kept him for the Norwich game, then you obviously thought he was going to do quite well. And Aston Villa at home is a much better fixture. Indeed, he came on, and I know we've talked about him a lot. I know he's not like the only player that makes a difference to that team, but he is a pretty big miss for Leicester. So he's hopefully going to be back starting from the beginning. Vardy will be back as well. So they'll have a full-strength team, I think. I don't think there's anyone else missing. Or not anyone missing for them best first 11. And it's Villa at home, which is probably more accommodating for conceding chances than Norwich away is anyway. So if I had Vardy, I would keep him, I think. I just think what's changed, really. He missed a game, which was annoying, but he didn't miss it from being dropped or rotated. He missed it for a minor injury. He should be back. Jimmy, I wouldn't be doing Jimenez to Jota, I don't think. I just think Jimenez nailed. He's good in any formation. And obviously Jota is in good form. And let's be honest, they did play 3-4-3 today and he still did well. And maybe if you really need the money, you could make that change. But I just think Jimenez is such a great option. I would rather go for both than do Jimenez to Jota, I think. Sell who? Martial, Traore, Vardy or McCarthy. No other goalkeeper. Honestly, unless we hear something that makes us think that McCarthy's going to be dropped, I'd probably just take the risk. So I think out of those players, like Vardy's got Villa at home. Don't see why he needs to go. Martial, fit enough to play. Going to keep playing. I'd probably look at Traore out maybe. The thing is, Traore could be one of those annoying players where you take the plunge to get rid of him and then he keeps starting every week and does okay. But I've already got doubts in my mind whether he's even going to start against Brighton. Gonna miss out on price raises. Yeah, it's annoying, like, don't get me wrong, but I think I have to, like, for me, I have to wait, I think, for transfers, no matter whether there might be a double game or not. Because if there isn't, obviously it changes all my plans. Although technically, I could do Firmino to Aubameyang anyway. I just don't know. Keep Liverpool defence, definitely. Unless LFC is Leicester. Keep Leicester, but then again, I would keep them too. Is it a bad time to wildcard? Not if your team needs it, I would say. Did I see Pep's comments? Yeah, I talked about that already. Pepe replacement. Do you need to replace Pepe? Would be my question. West Ham at home next. Am I playing the free hit in game week 31? I'll have a much better answer for that on Thursday, I think. Let me just check the FA Cup fixtures. I think the last game is on Thursday. Or is it Wednesday? Tomorrow, Wednesday. Okay, so basically tomorrow is Portsmouth, Arsenal. Then Tuesday is Chelsea, Newcastle, Sheffield United. And then on Wednesday it's Spurs, Leicester, Man City. And then Thursday is Man United. So we'll stream on Thursday, probably right towards the end of that game. And at that point, we're going to know who's going to blank in Game Week 31. And I'll have a more... basically, I think my free hit mostly depends on whether Liverpool beat Chelsea or not. If Liverpool do beat Chelsea and they're not gonna and they're gonna blank as well, I'll probably have to free hit. But it really depends. It really does depend. Yeah, exactly. Whether Liverpool get through or not. Because if they don't and they're gonna play, then triple Liverpool. Let's say double Wolves because Traore might not be an option. That's 5. McNeil and Taylor 6, 7. McCarthy to Pope is 8. So and who else? Maybe Sarr comes in somewhere. And you don't necessarily have to go with 11 players, especially if there's only like 4 or 5 teams, or well, obviously it has to be equal, 4 or 6 teams playing. So we'll see. But there could be an upset. I mean, I'm going to bring up the fixtures now. I don't really see where the upset is, but you never know. Like Arsenal versus Portsmouth, you probably wouldn't expect an upset there. Chelsea Liverpool, obviously, we don't know. Although the form they're in, it'd be an upset if Liverpool win that. Newcastle away to West Brom. So I don't know. Maybe that's, would I trust Newcastle to definitely win that? Maybe not. But Newcastle are playing in Game Week 31 Villa. So Villa are not involved anyway. So yeah, maybe Newcastle are playing. Maybe then Grealish is an option, Lascelles or whoever. Sheffield United playing Reading. Again, Sheffield United will be playing Man United. So in Game Week 31. So if Man United beat Derby, although the headline's already written for that game, Wayne Rooney knocks out Man United. And then Man City versus Sheffield Wednesday, etc., etc. So basically, there's not probably going to be too many upsets, but you never know, right? Just never know. The magic of the cup. I hate that. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right there. There is a guarantee that either Norwich or Everton goes on, or which is the other one? Is it Spurs, West Ham? Yeah, because Spurs play Norwich. Yeah, you're right. So Spurs play Norwich, so only one of them can go through. Spurs go through, then Norwich versus Everton is on. And if Norwich beat Spurs, then Spurs versus West Ham is on. So, yeah, sorry, there's guaranteed 6 fixtures, and then we'll see from there. So there could be 8, etc., etc. 8 teams, sorry. 3 fixtures, 6 playing, or 4 fixtures, 8. We'll see. Imagine if all the Premier League teams got knocked out. This was like a whatever. Will there be more blanks after Game Week 31? I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong, there will be, I think there might be some blanks from what I've read, Game Week 34, as well as doubles, but I could be wrong. I think it all just depends on the cover stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. Favourite pizza top, and I'm like a meat feast kind of guy, to be honest. Calvert-Lewin definitely an option from 31 onwards. I mean, really, he's just an option now, isn't he? How good is Bruno? I mean, I don't want to build him up too much, but I would say he's probably the best midfielder in the league. Better than De Bruyne. Maybe? No, okay. Won't go too far. But I mean, he has, like, I'm so happy that he's come in. He's actually, like, changed Man United. Oh, Luke, we talked about plans for next game week a lot already. That is for sure. Got to play Stevens next week. Sheffield United on the beach. I don't know. I might play Henderson and Stevens. I don't know if I want double Sheffield United defence. It's the only thing I've not definitely considered yet. But Egan gets a lot of shots off, so I don't know. I'm gonna see about that. It is Newcastle though, so it does make me. Because I thought Norwich were quite good actually against Leicester. Obviously they got the win, but even before they got that goal, I thought they were quite good. Who do you replace Traore for? Keep in mind Game Week 31. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like, I think it's obviously partly Kneejerk, but I think he's looked good before the injury. I think he'd be owned way higher now if he didn't get that injury. So it's got to be Sarr, right? Traore to Sarr. You can still take a punt on Leicester. I mean, everyone's getting annoyed with Leicester midfielders after one game. I still don't think they're necessarily awful options, but I saw a great tweet by an account called Big Man Bakar. Now, I've not checked this if this is true, but I'm sure it probably is. Now, this is a hell of a stat, right? So, no midfielder in the league has recorded as many shots in the box and had big chances as Ismail Sarr in the games he's played under Nigel Pearson. So for every game he's played in under Pearson, if you went through all the games where he's played under Pearson and checked him versus any other midfielder, he has had the most shots in the box and the most big chances. That means he's more than Salah, more than Mane, more than De Bruyne. That is a ridiculous stat for Sarr. So, yeah, I think you have to go for him. Sorry, I think he's a really good option. Even without that ridiculous result yesterday. Bruno's the type of player where it's really uncomfortable to watch if you don't own. Yeah, it was a cracking finish. I mean, maybe Pickford could have done a bit better. Anyway, let's have a quick... I really want to get some quick opinions in the chat, right? This is where I wish we were still using polls. I even had Lee, actually, from FPL Family asking me if you could do polls still. No, there's a different stat he had about Doherty, I think, but Sarr was... the Sarr one, that's just a ridiculous stat, honestly. McNeil to Sarr, yeah, it could happen. Like, the thing is... I'm in a position that I quickly talk. What was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, I want an opinion. On my team, I could literally just do nothing this week. You could just do nothing and be fine. I could do McNeil to Sarr. I could do Firmino to Aubameyang. I could do Ings to Aubameyang. I could do Traore to almost to De Bruyne. There's loads of options. Yeah, here we go. What are your thoughts on the late disallowed Everton goal? So I want to see some opinions in the chat. Should that have been offside? Was Sigurdsson offside or was he not? And then I'll give you my opinion, which could be right or wrong. But let me know in the chat. Was he offside or not? I'm sure most of you have seen it. If not, you go to like Sky Premier League Twitter account. They've got it. Leicester are finished. Maybe. Should have been a goal. Typical Barchester United. Clear goal. Offside. Here we go. Should have stood, goal, shouldn't have been offside. No, loads of people with no offside. The thing is, we can't adjudicate and see how many of you are Calvert-Lewin owners, of course. Everton robbed. Everyone's saying goal. It is offside, but he isn't. Well, there you go. You can't say it is offside, but if you're saying it's offside. Okay, so it's very clear. More people think goal. So there's a few things that people are talking about which just don't matter. So the whole De Gea was never saving it. Doesn't matter. I don't know why people keep saying that. He was never saved. It does not matter whether he was saving it or not. The fact that he touched Maguire doesn't matter. Like the only point of whether he's offside is when Calvert-Lewin took the shot. So the fact that he touched Maguire does not matter. I just don't personally. I know people are just going to say it's Man United goggles, etc. I just don't see how you can have a player sat in front of the goalkeeper and it not be offside. Whether or not it blinded him or anything, like he was in front of him, sat on the floor, right in front of the goalkeeper. At what point can that ever be onside? I just don't. That will never be given in any match. So for me, it's offside. I think didn't block his vision of the ball. No, and then they say like he was diving to the right. He didn't dive to the right. He was kind of walking to the right. It almost looked like he was trying to get around Sigurdsson. Whether or not he's 6'1" or whatever and was over the player, I just don't see how you can have a player in front of the goalkeeper. It does not matter if De Gea would have saved it. It does not matter. That does not come in. It shouldn't come into the thinking at all. The only key question is when Calvert-Lewin took the shot, was Sigurdsson blocking or interfering with play? He's right in front of the goalkeeper. You can argue and say he doesn't make an attempt to play the ball. No, he gets his legs out of the way, to be fair. So if someone blasts in from 30 yards and you're sat offside in the corner flag, no, that's the whole point of this rule. That's the whole point. So that kind of thing isn't offside. Like, he's not in front of him then, is he? He was never saving it. The fact that he was never saving it doesn't matter. It does not matter. He sat right in front of the goalkeeper. I'm telling you now, it's one of those. There is no way Everton fans would have wanted that to count if it was the other way, if it was down the other end of the pitch. Absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. I really hope it happens again soon. He's literally in front of the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper stood there. He's on the floor in front of him. How can that not be interfering in any way? But anyway, it's good to get opinions. We need to know how many of you are Everton fans, how many of you are Calvert-Lewin fans, and then go from there. He wasn't interfering with... Yeah, but the fact that he moves out of the way doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter, because at that point, it's already hit Maguire anyway. Just whether he's interfering at the time Calvert-Lewin hits the ball. Right? Listen to Calvert-Lewin post-match interview. I've not seen that. What if a player is injured? Well, it depends where they are on the pitch. Like, I'm not saying any player that's sat down is offside. If Sigurdsson was outside the box or more to the left, like quite a bit further to the left, then it's different. But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see a similar thing happen like soon. Like, it would be the same. A player sat in front of the goalkeeper. I don't know. You should have had Maguire sent off. Yeah, probably, but I don't think that really affected the offside today. For the same reason players stand in front of goalkeepers at the corners. Yeah, of course, they want to block them. Obviously, you can't be offside from that. No DSO, Chelsea fan, it should be a goal. Yeah, fair enough. Obviously, we're never going to agree. That's the beauty of football, right? But yeah, yeah. Anyway, it was an interesting one. Because I saw it all on my timeline, people going nuts about it. I was out, like I said. Make a poll, goal or no poll. I don't know if I can... I don't think I can do polls. Like, it's so annoying. Yeah, I don't think I can. I hate this new way of doing it. Why didn't Bailly play? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Lindelof's been first choice for so long. Fred should have been sent off. Plus, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna even talk about the other stuff because I've not seen them. I haven't seen the game. I was out. I've not had a chance to catch up on all the highlights, but obviously I did see that one because it was all over Twitter. Anyway, we probably don't need to talk about it any longer. I will agree to disagree. I'm happy for that. I can see why Everton fans are annoyed. I can see why people think it's a goal. But I just don't see how a player can be sat in front of a goalkeeper and it just not be interfering, even if it's not in his eye line. This whole eye line thing, is that the rule? Because surely just being in front of the goalkeeper is a bit of a distraction in itself. Do you know what I mean? Like someone said, that's why people go do it on corners. Anyway. Should you bench with Barnes, Tanganga and Egan on my bench? Who have Spurs got this week? Get to the right week would help. Burnley away. Tanganga, but yeah, I think that's okay. Honestly, if you've got an okay bench this week, I think if you're going to use it in a single game week, this is probably one of the better weeks to do it. Iheanacho, Rob. So the Iheanacho one, like, that shouldn't be a goal either because of the rule, how the rule is now. But I don't like that rule. Like, he didn't really gain an advantage from the ball hitting his hand. He was sat down because he'd just been poleaxed, Stonewall penalty. Well, that's a different conversation, isn't it? Was it a penalty? Hang on, let me have a look. I'm gonna watch it now. I can't show it on stream because the stream will get pulled probably. Did he actually? I don't know if the video I was watching is that good for seeing if it should be a penalty. Let me see. Yeah, maybe a penalty. I don't know what the...
So he sits there.
Let me get the sound off. Oh, that's Roy Keane moaning about him sitting there. Yeah, now, that's if there's not a rule where the fact that he's already taken the shot means there's no penalty, then yeah, that probably is a penalty, to be honest. Just comes in and takes him out. Look at your bench. Yeah, Cohen, that is a good point. Like, if you're thinking about bench recently, look at your bench. Some good players for game week 31. I mean, Sarr, Pope, Wolves players, Jimenez, Jota, Doherty. He had kicked the ball before he was touched, no penalty. DMCA, yeah, maybe coming. Why is this season so controversial? I think they have, I don't know if it was this year, but they have changed quite a few rules recently-ish. And obviously VAR is coming to effect. Like, I feel like VAR should be like kind of simplified. Like, if it's an offside, let the VAR refs in Stockley Park draw their lines, make the decision. If it's something like a player gets fouled in the box and the ref gives a decision either way, for a penalty or against, and the VAR refs in Stockley Park think that should be reviewed, then let the ref just run to the sideline, view the video, and decide. Job done. Good pronunciation on Doherty. I know. I'm good, aren't I? Keane was on fire today. Yeah, Keane is interesting. Sometimes I know he's not the best pundit. Like he's a good pundit from like an entertainment point of view, but he's not actually very good like analysis, I don't think. Obviously he's good to have opinion of a player that's obviously played the game, especially to a high level, but he's not like Carragher and Neville when it comes to analysis. Because he always just stops. He always goes back to the same thing. I don't think that matters. It's all about like hard work and does the player want it or that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't want to sit here, like we're going completely off FPL. I don't want to sit here and debate every single thing that happened in the Everton Man United game because I've not seen it. I will agree that one on Sigurdsson there looks like a penalty, but if there's a rule that says he's already taken a shot so it can't be a penalty, then obviously it's not. If there isn't that rule, then yeah, he's been fouled. Okay, so let's get back to FPL. Play Grealish or Soyuncu this week. I can't remember what any of the fixtures are this week. Villa are away to Leicester. And who's the other one? I mean, I'm already thinking. Yeah, I would play Grealish. I'd rather play Grealish, I think, than the defender in that game. Who would I target for defensive cover in Game Week 31? So I think Pope. I mean, Pope is like the greatest goalkeeper in the world. And then obviously it depends. Like if Norwich Everton's on, you could take a punt on someone there, but I don't know if you massively want them. Obviously you got Taylor. If Newcastle are playing, then like Lascelles, Fernandez for a bit more money as well might be a bit more interesting. We'll have to wait and see exactly who's on. This is all going to be easy to answer on Thursday, you know. Not that I want to sit here and say this is like no point in discussing it, but is that kind of question is going to be much easier on Thursday, hopefully. You wish Igalo was starting, he'd be straight in. Yeah, but it's just not going to happen because Martial's just not going to get moved to the left, I think. I think that's the problem. If he could, or if he was, then Igalo would be straight through the middle. But I don't know, it's a shame. I quite like Igalo. I think he's been okay in the few minutes he's had, but it's a very, very small sample, you know. And obviously one of them was Club Brugge. But will Pope keep a clean sheet? He'll keep a clean sheet for the rest of the season every single week at this point. In all seriousness, no, of course, I'm not expecting him to get points every single week, but I think he's clearly shown don't use goalkeeper transfers. He probably looks like one of the best options for 31, I would say. One more controversy, City Scott. I didn't see it. I know, my friends were talking about this. I've not seen it, though. I need to catch up on the highlights for today. Honestly, I'm having a nightmare with my Sky. It's not necessarily Sky's fault, but the amount of storms we've had recently is insane. And as soon as there's a bit of wind, I can't watch the TV. And I was going to watch the 3 PM game yesterday, but that's not on the Sky Go app in Ireland. So I had to wait for the Liverpool game to watch that. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a nightmare with TV at the moment. So I'm having to catch up on the highlights and stuff. VAR should be used like in cricket and tennis. Both sides should have 3 VAR. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't mind VAR being used, but I just think there's better ways to do it. And obviously one of the things with VAR similar systems in other sports is most of the decisions being done in other sports are pretty much black and white. Do you know what I mean? Cricket, did it touch the pad? Did it touch the bat? I suppose sometimes catches are hard to see if it's like right near the ground. But most of the time it's fine. Like rugby's the same. Was it over the line? Did he have control of the ball when he put the ball down for the try? All that kind of thing. But in football, it's not being used for those decisions. Offside is obviously the clearest one like that. But then it's like, did he take him down in the box? Was it, accidental? Where was his arm when he touched the ball? It's all this. It's like it's way more subjective. So that's why it's not working in football, in my opinion. And obviously, it takes so long. There's just not enough black and white rules it's being used for. It's way different. Like in tennis, exactly. I mean, tennis is a bit more like goal line technology, but. Did it touch the line or did it not? That's it. Job done. Did it touch the net? Did it not? Whereas it's not really like that in football. It's not just a case of did he touch the ball or did he not? Should you do your homework or watch the whole stream? Do your homework. Come on. Jota, Jimenez, Doherty, and Saif. Which 3? At the end of the day, it's always going to be the same, I think. I mean, you could go double defence, I suppose, but I quite like Jota, Jimenez. It's always going to be Doherty if you get given the choice, but he does cost a lot more money, so it depends what he does to the rest of your team. I would much rather have Doherty. I just don't have 1.5 million extra to spend. If you don't play bench boost, I mean, Jimenez would be the first one, I think, for Wolves still, for me. Plus a defender, and then you either go Jota or the other defender. Depends on what your team looks like. If you don't play bench boost, who should you bench? De Bruyne, Fernandes, Calvert-Lewin, or Barnes? Harvey Barnes. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't think you can bench De Bruyne, Fernandes. So it's got to be Calvert-Lewin or Barnes. And given the form that Calvert-Lewin is in, it's Chelsea away, so it's not even that bad a fixture, really. I would probably play Calvert-Lewin and bench Barnes. I mean, it is Villa at home, which is tough, but it's between those two. I wouldn't be benching De Bruyne or Fernandes, even though that game could be quite low scoring. Have I been to a Gaelic football match? No, but I've watched them. But I haven't been. No. Sice or Wally? I'll probably just play Sice now at this point, or get Sice. Alright, I think I'm gonna... Oh, no, I'm not gonna leave it there. Shout out to the Patreon. So, shout out to me, who I think I won the February League after a very good... Yeah, I won the February League with 226, but I was joint top with Denville Terrell. So thanks very much to him, or congratulations to him, I should say, for winning the February League. There'll be another league for March. Now, if you sign up tonight, before it gets to the 2nd of March, you can still get involved with the March League, and codes will be sent out in the next few days. But thanks very much to everyone that signed up for Patreon. There's a link in the description below if you want to get involved. Obviously, I'll get you Slack invites and stuff sent out as well. And thanks to all the producers that are on screen right now. So there is going to be a new March League. Codes will be sent out in the next few days. And if you want to get involved and you're not already, you can sign up today, and you should still be able to get in for the league, which will go for March. So congratulations to Denver again. Very close. 226, me and him both got. And then Keith was third, or joint, well, second, I suppose. We were joint top. 221. So it was a pretty close week, pretty close month. And hopefully March is a bit more interesting. None of these low scoring games. Hopefully. YouTube is on a roll. I was recommended you by YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Oh, here we go. Nick. Okay. So we'll finish the FPL stuff there. I think we've answered most of the questions. They're obviously going to be repeat ones now. I think I'm kind of not clueless about what I'm going to do on my team, but there's so many options, and it will all be so much simpler by game week, by Thursday, when we know the FA Cup results. I'll have the normal team selection preview and game week preview this week. So FPL stuff done. Let's talk about non-FPL. Nick has come in with a very important point of conversation. I boshed a key. Boshed. Great use of the word boshed. I boshed a kiwi fruit with the skin on this week. All the fibre was quite good. He's converted. Boom. There you go. That's your mission for this week. Don't worry about your FPL team. Don't worry about what transfer you're going to make. Go and buy a kiwi. Cut the ends off. Very slight, thin bit of the ends off. Then cut it into 2 or 3 pieces. Get it straight down your skin on. I've got 4 for the next 4 days. 1 a day. Gonna have a piece of toast. 1 egg, kiwi, bam, hit the gym. Job done. Get a kiwi in for you this week. And also like the stream and subscribe and check Patreon and check OneFootball. Link in the description below. Just search OneFootball on Android, iOS stores. But yeah, we'll leave the FPL stuff there. We can talk about whatever for a few minutes, and then I'm going to shoot off because, to be honest, pretty tired. Kiwi Gate is taken over. Look, it was going to be the end of the stream anyway. Right, Nick hasn't killed the stream. But I do like talking about kiwis. They're just underrated fruit, Westworld. Never watched it. If you play Pogba against Man City, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be loving it. I love Pogba to be back for that. Pogba, Fernandes. Ooh, we might smash him. Apparently, the more kiwi skin you eat, the faster your rank increases. Hopefully. No, hang on. It's not toast, egg, and kiwi together. I have a fried egg on toast, and I'll have the kiwi separately. I'm not a complete madman. I'm not a complete madman. That's how you get your beard. And this takes months and months of growing. keep Walker Peters, or sort to another Wolves defender. I have Bolly already. I'd rather have another Wolves defender, I think, as long as you don't want double attack. Favourite holiday destination? I'm not really much of a holiday kind of person, so I don't really know, but I would just like to get into some warm, just a warm climate right now, because I've never really been one for like being in the sun all the time, but all these storms and just the grey weather every single day in Ireland is getting to me now. I want to get to the sun. The gym, honestly, the gym was rubbish this week. I still did everything. I still progressed on pretty much everything. And I don't know if it's doing the sumo deadlifts and just because of the different form for it. But it was like a twist in my knee. That's the best way to describe it. Like, it didn't hurt to do squats and stuff. It did. I was doing front squats at one point and my knee was kind of clicking a bit, which probably isn't good, but I carried on anyway. And then after that, it was kind of like twisted. So like if I moved it in a certain position, like when I was sat or when I got up, it would kind of hurt, like it was catching on something. But when I carried on doing squats and stuff, it was fine. I probably shouldn't have carried on doing my normal routines. And I've got this it's not really a pain in my back, but it's like someone's been just pushing into it. And so when I stretch and stuff, I can feel it, but it doesn't hurt to move around. I don't know if it's just all intertwined, but I just feel like completely knotted at the moment. And then when I went to do lunges on Friday, it just felt like my hamstring pulled. So I don't know if it's just all related, but I just wasn't feeling the gym this week, even though I went every day. And then to end on Friday, like basically having to stop because the hamstring just went. I don't really cope well with kind of setbacks like that. So now I've got to try and get back into the gym tomorrow. But I just don't know if it's a good time. Like the knee is still, I don't know how to describe it. It's not painful, but it's not right. I don't know how long to rest it for. Whether I should keep doing the same moves or just try and do some knee strengthening or something. But yeah, so gym's going okay. It's the food though is always the problem. Weird, but thoughts on the coronavirus stopping sports? Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, obviously, one of the key things is they need to get like a vaccine or a cure or whatever. I think then will probably stop people panicking as much. But yeah, if the Euro's got to stop, that'd be huge. But it could happen. It could happen. They're obviously going to do everything they can do to not have it happen, though, because it's a huge loss of money as much as anything else. Obviously, it's not the most important thing, but it is massive. Have a few rest days. Yeah, I mean, I haven't done any, I think what killed me is I did a 10-mile walk, just to say that I'd done a 10-mile walk last week, not the week just gone, the one before. And I was fine, but I actually think longer term it's actually not done me any good. Because I basically went to the gym, I did deadlift Monday, and I went back to the gym and did other weights Tuesday. And then Wednesday I did the 10-mile walk. And I was straight back in the gym on Thursday doing weights and on Friday. And I think the 10-mile walk just wasn't clever. Even though it felt fine. Like I felt fine. I didn't get sore. The next day I was fine. I think actually it probably took more out of me than I thought. So yeah, I don't know if it's just warm-ups or what. I need to foam roll more, but I hate not being in the gym though. I really don't. I feel like everything. I'm really bad. Like I get negative about it. Like I feel like a few days out of the gym, I've just lost everything, and I find it much harder to eat good if I'm not in the gym as well. Which probably sounds stupid, but anyway. I've lived in Ireland all my life and never seen consistent bad weather like this. Been listening to thunder every night. Yeah, not really had thunder around here, but it's just. I know what you mean. It's just constant like rain. It's just not dry at all for more than like a day. Yeah, yoga, I know, I should do yoga, shouldn't I? I've heard that so many times. I'm yoked like Traore, maybe. I mean, Traore's a machine, though. I'm not. Yeah, I've seen, there's Adrienne, yoga with Adrienne, isn't there? Should do some beginner stuff, maybe. I think I need to foam roll more as well. Like, my calves get so tight. Like my calves get so tight to the point where I actually can't walk sometimes. I've had that before. I've not had it for a while, but I've had it before. And that is not fun. You got 46 points, pretty decent, I'd say. Swim then. Yeah, I'm not really much of a swimmer. That's the only thing. Like, I've knocked the jogging and running on the head. I just don't think it's worth the impact. Just mostly walk, if anything, now. The thing is, as well over the last, not only the 10-mile walk, I've been trying to do at least 10,000 plus steps every day, as well as doing my gym stuff. I just think maybe I just hit it too hard. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I just I don't know. I might go back tomorrow. When he's fine sat here, I just don't want to make it worse. Deadlift tomorrow as well. And if my hamstring went on Friday, who knows? Maybe it's the lunges. I don't know. I'm not much of a. I don't have a huge amount of knowledge about the gym. What is more exciting to watch this season? Top 4 race or relegation? I actually think they're both good, to be honest. I like that there's a bit of a battle in both, especially even from a non-football point of view, even from FPL point of view, it's good. Because a lot of the time, the league gets done, top 4 is done, and we don't know whether to pick players from those teams. But if it's all open, the longer it's open, the better it is for FPL. You get more options, I think. I'd love to be like Traore, though. A few more years, maybe. We'll see. I doubt it. Bike rides where it's like, yeah, I might get a bike somewhere, but there's just nothing to tempt me to go out on a bike at the moment. Maybe it's your trainers. I've got not proper ones, but I've got Nike running shoes for all the walking and stuff. Anyway, look, you're probably bored of me talking about it. I'll see how it goes this week. I need to just have a good week, otherwise it just all goes to pot. But we'll see. Jump off Salt Hill diving board? Hell no. Hats off to anyone that does that. I'm doing okay. But the thing is, I've not I was checking. I find it really hard to be positive about all this, because right now I think I'm only 2, maybe a little bit more stone lighter than I was last April, and it's nearly April now. So in a whole year, that's really obviously over the whole time since I started, I'm quite a bit down, which is good. But to only be 2 down from this time last April is not good, because April the 7th is basically the 2-year anniversary when I started. So that's another thing now that is on my mind. I need to get loads down now by April, which is not good. It's not how I should be thinking about it. I think best bench is 100. Jesus, best bench is 80. Deadlift, I did 150 at one point. Every Storm and Islander, you can be certain RT News will have some clown getting tossed about in Soho Hill. Absolutely. Absolute idiots. You should watch Jeff Nippard on YouTube. Yeah, I have been, actually. I really like him. I was actually watching his foam rolling video earlier. Siraj, thanks very much, first of all. Thinking of bench boosting next game, what would be my wildcard team? Oh, man. You can't ask me a wildcard team when I'm just about to go. I don't it's not that I don't like answering wildcard teams, but unless you give it a lot of thought before you